Welcome to another installment of Engineering Money, the podcast where a few full-time engineers give their 2 cents on the financial news of the week and also just try to survive. My name is Ben. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Ben, you really like ad-libbing that intro now, don't
No.
you? My name's
Gets worse
Tim.
every
I'm a
time.
mechanical engineer in Indianapolis.
And I'm Joey, food products engineer in Minneapolis. And Mary Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler indeed.
Merry Christ.
All right, we got some good stuff that came this week. Joe, you want to kick us off?
Sure. So, I've been looking recently. Okay, back up. Put it in context. Last week, past couple weeks, we've been talking about this kind of disconnect where stocks are going up, but we're worried about that greed index. People are getting greedy, might be a little fearful. And so what I've been looking to is stocks that I think can perform well in the long run, whether we get another nosedive in markets or not. Specifically, one that I'm feeling really good about is CVS, the drugstore. So CVS, there's a few things that I think they have going for them. They have one thing going against them, and that's that for the past 5 years, they've been trending down pretty heavily. The last 12 months have been kind of volatile for them, as you can imagine. But they're still, even though they've been jumping up and down, they are still in the 97th percentile for the healthcare sector as far as valuation goes. So they're considered very undervalued right now. I think that it makes sense that they're undervalued because they've been tanking for the last 5 years, but they're one of the companies distributing the vaccine for coronavirus. Whatever vaccines are getting made, they're going to be available at CVS. The other thing is they've got a healthy dividend.
Joey,
I'm happy about that.
do they, what kind of money do they actually make from distributing the vaccine?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because, I don't know, I don't think you can assume that just because they're distributing the vaccine, they're going to be making fat profits.
Oh, I think you can, Tim. I think that's
I
how
don't know
most
about
people
that.
operate.
I don't think it can be bad for them. It's
Yeah,
like I'll admit I don't know how CVS makes most of their money. Is it from selling snacks or
I hear
pharmacy
Cheetos
items?
have a pretty good profit margin.
it's not by saving paper on receipts.
Okay, but here's the
I'll tell
thing,
you that.
Tim.
That's for sure.
People are going to start getting their vaccines. They're going to have to go to a CVS and they walk past the Dorito section. And they're like, wow, that's a pretty good looking bag of Doritos. Maybe I should get that after I'm done getting my vaccine, you know?
Just recently I had cut off the tip of my thumb with a mandolin cooking Thanksgiving dinner, and I went into a CVS to get some bandages. And
the instrument or the kitchen device?
the kitchen guillotine
Mm.
vegetable.
Oh,
knife.
okay.
And I ended up walking out there with bandages and a pint of ice cream. So
Boom.
I think CVS, they know what they're
Well,
doing.
Joey, that just sounds like you're weak.
No,
willed.
he might have just been shopping hungry.
That's
Which
definitely true.
is the
because-
best way to shop.
I had to stop cooking my food because the tip of my thumb was missing. So I
Well-
was hungry.
This is off topic, but hear me out. If you shop full, you don't buy food that you want to eat when you're hungry.
Right, it's like an empathy gap. How do you know what you want when you're hungry if you're not
Yep.
hungry?
Exactly.
I shopped hungry today, and now I have a box of taquitos in my freezer. So
Beautiful. That's what you
There
like
we
to
go.
see.
But if the dividend, the fact that they're valued so well, distributing the vaccine, the other kicker for me is that if there is a recession coming or we're still technically in a recession as far as economic
a real
indicators go,
recession where
but-
things actually go down.
Right. If we see another market crash, then the companies that perform well, the sectors I should say that perform well are healthcare and consumer staples, retail, and CVS is both of those things. So that's one thing I feel really good about them. And if you're like Joey, I don't know. I think that we're going to get another lockdown after the holidays because people are going to spread coronavirus. and that's going to be bad for CVS, then I say buy CVS and short Walgreens for one reason only. Walgreens still sells cigarettes, and cigarettes are gross.
And they're stinky
Um,
poopy this year. Their dividend is awesome, but their performance has been terrible.
Hey, you know who you guys were talking about earlier that's done terrible?
What?
AT&T.
Hey, AT&T.
No, I still believe in them.
They have the legs on the ground to bring themselves
Yeah.
back up.
I almost bought, and then I realized, no, AT&T sucks.
Nope.
I'm not buying them just because
Oh my
of the
gosh,
dividend.
I forgot about AT&T and why I wanted to talk about them today. Thanks for reminding me, Tim.
No.
I wanted to bring up a critical decision that needs to be made. Fortnite, Roblox, or Minecraft.
Whoa.
Right? Which one is for you? We've talked about Roblox before. They're about to IPO. Minecraft is I don't know exactly the structure, but they're partially owned by Microsoft. And then Fortnite is
Through
Epic
a very
Games,
long chain.
which is AT&T.
But it's
So,
a very long chain, Joey.
it is a very long chain, but don't let that distract
Money
you
follows the
from
chain.
the fact that the chain goes like Fortnite is made by Epic Games, which is owned in part by Warner Video Games, which is owned by Warner
Yes.
Media, which is owned by AT&T.
There you go. Invest in AT&T if you believe in Fortnite and Fortnite merchandise.
I
Right.
even more reason not to invest in AT&T.
Just take a look, though. You can't beat this
Yeah,
price
just-
point.
It's so well valued. They're
They're
a
going
dividend
further
aristocrat. They never don't raise their dividend, and it's at 7% right now.
God, I don't know about that, Joey. Sounds like a bad stock to invest in. Hey, but I just saw something online that I want to share with you
Okay.
all. So you've heard the acronym FANG?
Yeah.
For what is it?
Oh,
like
yeah. Mhm.
Facebook,
Facebook, Apple.
Alphabet, Amazon. Oh no, yeah. Yeah. Well, I just saw a new one. Fat Man.
Batman.
Facebook, Alphabet, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, Netflix.
All the hype.
That's
Yeah, it's hype stocks.
all the hype stocks. Fat Man. That's the new acronym.
I like that because it's a perfect complement to CVS being a value stock. You got your growth fat man, and then you can look for value elsewhere.
Always wants more.
Nice. Joey, did you have any other news you wanted to bring up?
No other news.
Oh,
What's going on, Tim?
we're sponsored by Vinovest.
Oh my
hey!
gosh.
If you're-
Snuck up on you with that paid
Wow.
promotion.
Yeah. If you're interested in wine investing, head over to the link in our description. If you sign up through that, you get it's like a 3-month discount on the expense ratio or something like that. Saves you money. You get invested in wines. It's pretty cool. You can drink your investment. Check it out. All right, back to you, Ben.
Thank you, Tim. All right, so I found out some very big news. Huge implications, and it's going to impact my list for my stocks for 2021, okay? So there's this news press conference thing last Wednesday that the governor of New York had, and he talked about how New York right now is sitting in a $15 billion hole. Large part of that being all of the
You say billion?
$15 billion budget hole.
That's the big B.
And
With the
and a
B
lot of
emoji.
that is because of like emergency COVID expenditures that a lot of other states
Expensive.
had to also have that weren't budgeted for. And so he was on this press conference, he was talking about like we need to figure out a way to supplement that loss. We need to figure out more ways to generate revenue as a state. And two big things that he brought up, legalizing pot legalizing sports betting.
Big
Both of them are big.
tax opportunities.
Wait. Earlier you said online betting, or is it just sports betting?
Like
that they're
online
legalizing?
sports betting.
Well, so is that not legal there
No,
before?
there's only like 3 states right now that actually allow you to online sport bet.
Well, so how does that work?
You need to
Because-
verify where you live. So a lot of people like will just do
Oh.
loopholes or whatever. If they have like a family member or something that lives in the like right state or whatever,
Yeah.
they can verify it that way. But yeah, it's only
I was gonna say,
Pennsylvania, Indiana,
Okay.
and I can't remember. There might be 5.
Because I know my brother has Draftkings, and I was thinking, like, why would Indiana be one of these 3 states?
Yeah, Indiana's one of them. That was like a big push.
Okay.
In early 2019.
I also think it's different with like some of the things DraftKings offers, which is like fantasy football
Mhm.
versus directly betting on sports games.
Yes.
Like it's a difference.
Yeah, so I see this as a huge opportunity for DraftKings, and then the other big one is Penn National is the name of the company.
Okay.
So New York is considering this. They're kind of one of the bigger model states that other states will follow in the footsteps of if they see something successful. This could be huge for 2021 for online sports betting. A lot more states could make it allowed just for the tax revenue. And yeah, it's going to be huge. So Penn National in particular, we've already talked about DraftKings before.
Yeah, but that's a while.
It was a while ago. We'll bring him back up again next week for our like year in review, where we go over everybody's top calls and worst calls. But Penn National, I want to do like a quick overview of them. So they have a 36% stake in Barstool Sports. They're one of the owners of Barstool Sports, and this September, Barstool launched. It's called Sportsbook, and it's their version of like online sports betting. And in the very first week that Sportsbook opened, they handled, I guess, $11 million of wagers in just the first week.
Oh, yeah.
And that's only in the state of Pennsylvania. That was the only state that participated.
So you said Penn National was handling that?
So Penn National owns 36% of Barstool Sports. And they also, it's known information, in 3 years, they're increasing their position in Barstool. They're going to be a 50% owner in 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So Penn National, and the other benefit with Penn National, they also own, operate, or like manage a ton of physical casinos, which struggled and had some hard times this year, but it's across 19 different states. And yeah, I think it's just a really good call. Like, even though they have physical casinos that have been shut down and stuff, you take a look at their performance, and a lot of it is driven by the fact that they own this online sector, or I guess segment of their business.
Well, oh my gosh, Ben, they were $4 back in March.
Yep. They were nothing. And then they got a stake in Barstool, and it really shot.
Oh my, Ben, I thought with you saying that they had physical casinos that they were gonna be like not recovered yet, and this would be the perfect entry point.
Nope. They
Got my hopes
But
up.
what it tells me is that the leadership of the company is smart, because it was like a planned action to get in on the online sports betting when things were shutting down.
Interesting.
Yep. So
I wonder what The Oracle says about
The
this.
Oracle? Well, okay, so I've been checking the Oracle lately, and almost everything is overvalued, and it's mainly because of the greed and the fear.
What does the Oracle say about CVS?
I think it was overvalued with a 1% estimated loss, or it was maybe the other way around.
They're long term, bullish.
On Penn or CVS?
Both.
Both.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with an F.
We're making some good calls today.
What about Draftkings?
They actually were down on Friday.
Good.
I know. I want to buy them real bad.
I mean, they're not down that far from their peak. They were down at 35 like 2 months
Well, I'm
ago.
excited for their next peak once more states start allowing people to online sports bet.
Their volume's pretty low right now, though.
Mhm.
So. But Ben, you have fear versus greed up.
That's right. I just brought that up with
Going
the
down.
Oracle. Yeah.
Index
People
is
are getting
dropping.
less greedy. People are becoming more fearful. It's probably going to lead to some sort of sell-off in the next few weeks.
Let's hope.
I know. Things
want
things
some
are
things on
way
a
good,
too
healthy
expensive.
sell-off.
Once in a while. But what I think will be really interesting is I've heard a lot of people talking about so Tesla will actually be included in the S&P soon.
Yeah, next week.
What is that on Monday?
Yeah, the 21st, I think. Is that Monday?
So there was a surge on Friday, close to the end of trading, and a lot of people are thinking that after they join the S&P, they're gonna tank.
Well, there has been like infinite hype about them joining, so
There's been infinite
it
hype
is
since they've been founded.
well priced in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I have some shares of Tesla, but I'm not gonna do any active trading over it. I'll just see what happens, and if it goes down, I'm going
To cry.
probably cry and sit in the
Yeah.
corner. No, I would probably buy more.
Very good.
I just wanna.
That's the way to do it. You know, if you lose money, you just put more in. Keep the addiction going.
I spent a long time this week trying to figure out how to invest in SpaceX,
Tesla,
and
right?
well, not really. No. The only way there really isn't any way to in an actually significant way unless you're an accredited investor. So if we want to pool all of our assets together, and then somehow make it to $1 million,
Is
in
that
net
what it
worth,
takes?
yeah, then we could invest in SpaceX.
Tim, if I
But-
had $1 million right now, I would be retired.
Joey, that's
What are you, 27?
yeah. You're not even 26.
Well, technically
No, but
you're
there
like
were things on Reddit,
16, right?
People were like,
Or like 8 or something like that.
"Who?"
I turned 6.
6.
This year.
Because fun fact,
Oh.
Joey is born on leap year. Or leap day.
Yeah, so this was a big year for
Yep.
me.
6 years old.
6. No, but Google has a stake in SpaceX, so I think it's really small though. It's like 1%. So maybe it's like 3%. But you can buy 1,000 or a share of Google, and it's like getting $3 worth of SpaceX.
There you go.
That's fair, yeah.
Oh wait,
You
no,
know,
that-
what's interesting is the branch of Google that's probably invested in SpaceX is X, because, you know, it's
Mhm.
Alphabet, and one of their companies is X, which is their moonshot company. So it makes sense that SpaceX would be a moonshot. Also has the letter X in its name. Illuminati confirmed.
There you go.
Joey, you wanted to talk about crypto.
Oh, heck yeah, thanks, Tim. So, crypto in general has been having a good week. I'm excited because I was able to get some good tendies out of it. I'm up like 30% on my Bitcoin fund. I should point out that I don't do much with like raw crypto, I guess.
Hmm.
When I invest in crypto, I do it through the grayscale funds that are kind of like ETFs that deal in crypto. So it's been a good week, but I'm not trying to sell you on the hype right now because I don't know. There's a lot of hype. Bitcoin recently passed their all-time high,
Yeah.
so that's huge news. Also, hedge funds are starting to get into crypto. As I said before, Fidelity has recommended diversifying with crypto. And really, that's kind of the way I'm looking at it, as it is something that is so decoupled from stocks and bonds that it is an inherent form of diversity in your portfolio that way.
Hmm.
And that's the thing. It's like you don't need to buy a low risk investment like a treasury bond to be low risk in your portfolio. As long as all your investments are decoupled, your risk goes down because the odds that everything tanks at once is then very much lower. So that's why I like crypto and I plan on investing more over a long term. Right now, it's pretty exciting, but who knows what's going to happen here.
Yeah,
I'm
and I
I'm kind of
think
hoping for a crash and then I'll buy even more than I have.
it's I don't know, it's hard to think of Bitcoin as like a currency. But I think I won't get into it too much because this is part of what I want to talk about next week. But I think the real one that's going to come out on top is Ethereum as an actual like thing that you can use as a currency.
Hmm.
Like Bitcoin was the first, cryptocurrency,
Right.
and while they have like it has all these currencies have different features, and Bitcoin has some of the least. It's just the first name recognition one.
Yeah.
And
It's just straight up blockchain technology. What if it was a currency?
yeah. So, I mean, I have some. I mean, I'm not invested directly like you also are, Joey, but I also do the Ethereum one from what is it,
Yeah,
Grayscale?
grayscale. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
yeah, I hope there's a crash.
Yeah, if Bitcoin goes down 75%. That'll be my entry point.
Yeah. It's a little a
Until
little
then,
up there
I'll
right
keep
now.
investing in gold and silver. Paper, gold, and silver.
Okay.
Yeah. But Tim, I was gonna say that is the way I think of crypto rather than as a currency. It's more like a precious good.
I
Yeah.
want to try to see because I just pulled up when I typed in Bitcoin. This was one of the things we could look at. This is the gold to Bitcoin ratio. So
Oh,
I'm
interesting.
gonna try to see
Mm.
if maybe there's some way to, I don't know, think it's something to do with this.
It's low now.
It's yeah,
Well, the thing
eight
it's
point zero
so
eight.
the thing is Bitcoin is so much more volatile than gold that
Hmm.
this index is almost just one over Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Because yeah, you can see back there was a drop. What time scale is
This
this
is
in?
now 5 years.
So over 5 years, gold used to be worth a lot more compared to Bitcoin than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
because
I don't really know what you.
it's because they had their first peak.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, this is not what I wanted. Okay, yeah, this is good right here. So they had their first peak when? Like in
Sorry for
2018?
everyone that's only listening.
Yeah, Bitcoin's peak was back in like
Or was it
what?
17? It's got to be 18 based
September.
off of this, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 18, early 18.
Yeah. So we're about the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to play around.
Yeah.
it's
Do some
interesting stuff.
thinking, Ben.
But hey,
Tim, you are
there's
so
one
welcome.
last little thing I wanted to mention before before I'm done with everything here. Uh, holidays are coming up. Christmas is next week.
No way.
So I wanted to mention some of my favorite Christmas stocks, obviously. Uh, first one being Chrysler, because as I said at the beginning of the episode, Merry Chrysler. So the way you
I don't know
know
how
some
to.
Chrysler
I don't
is
know their ticker.
it's Fiat Chrysler, so it's FCAU. FCAU is
That was
straight
hilarious.
exponential growth since March. So that's all I
Oh
have to say
wait,
about
this
that.
is way too. There we go. Whoa,
Who would want to invest in Chrysler?
Because it's
Jeeps,
Christmas.
Jeeps, baby.
Jeeps suck.
This chart would say otherwise, Tim.
Note that didn't the Gladiator come out somewhere around here?
I think it came out last year. Didn't it? I don't remember.
I don't know. But the
Oh,
other
well.
Christmas stock I wanted to mention is Amazon.
Wait, why is Chrysler one
Uh,
of your favorite Christmas stocks?
Because of the name.
Oh,
It
just
sounds
because
kinda
of the
like
name?
Christmas. Yeah.
Okay. What's the other one?
The other one is Amazon, and I want to tell you a little story about why I think
That is
Amazon...
such a unique opinion, Joey. I don't think anybody else thinks that.
Yeah, Joey, I
Heard
don't
it
think
here.
anyone
Heard it
else
here
has ever
first
said
on
that
Engineering
Amazon
Money. Amazon is a good stock for Christmas.
But let me tell you why. The reason why is 2 weeks ago, there was a smart outlet on Amazon for $1.
Whoa.
And it was normally $20. So I bought it. It's going to arrive this week because I did like delayed shipping. Everyone probably bought that outlet. Now they have a smart outlet. You know what makes smart outlets great?
They're smart.
What makes it great that they're smart is that you can talk to them. You can't talk to them unless you have something to pick up your voice, aka an Alexa enabled device. That's Amazon's in to everyone's household as they're rolling out Amazon Sidewalk.
Oh
That is
my
the
gosh.
weird like Amazon internet thing where they connect all the devices on your block. And
Yeah, I don't like that.
they're trying to take over the world, and so I don't know. That's my Christmas message for you.
Wow.
Now I'm scared.
It's a good. It's good to have a healthy dose of fear going into Christmas.
Yes.
Yep, remember, before bed every night, be fearful.
Santa's watching you.
Right. It's just like the song says. You tell ghost stories of Christmases long
That's
ago.
right. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening and watching. Merry
Sleep good.
Christmas, and see you later.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.